All right, great win for us. Obviously, it was a struggle. I think Manhattan does a great job making you play their style, slowing the game down a little bit. The first half, we didn't make a lot of shots, and we got into a grind, and which played in their hands. The second half, it came out and had good focus. The first part of the second half, got ourselves a nice lead, and then played well down the stretch. So I think we shared the ball well. Did some good things. I thought our press was good the second half. You can't press unless you score. We just couldn't score the first half. We got some pretty good shots. A little tentative, I thought, the first half. So, we're not, there's still a lot of room for us to grow offensively, especially, Iona was out, Iona's back. We have to readjust a little bit there, too. Oz has been, up and down as far as his health, too. So, we just haven't been consistent enough offensively. So, but I'm happy with the win. This time of year, any win is good. Impressed by Manhattan, how hard they play, how together they play. We knew it would be a struggle. They played pretty close. So we're happy to get the win and get ready for Sunday.
Tobin, they dictated tempo in the first half. For your team to win the way it did and overcome that, what does it say about this team moving forward and how much they've progressed?
It was good. I think part of that is how my teams play and how our teams play. We're trying to get them to understand that we're gonna give some stuff up sometimes. To get the tempo faster, we're gonna make some mistakes. We're gonna have to give up some baskets with our pressure at times, but make them play faster. I thought the first half we kind of we're tentative, trying to make plays, and so I thought the second half we played a little bit looser. They still scored a few, but we were a little bit better as far as adjusting to what they're trying to do. So it's kind of funny when every team we played already once, and then some teams twice. We hadn't played Manhattan, so it's good to see them and watch see them in action. I thought the kid Winston was really good. I thought Traore played well. They have good young guys, and they did a lot of good things the first half that caused us problems. So I think we adjusted and played well the second half.
21 assists on 25 makes. You had an assist on each of your first 12. What can you say about the ball movement tonight?
Yeah, and we still don't move the ball like I want to. It's still frustrating at times. It's like if you go through our possessions, we'll pass it and score, and then we'll come down the floor and do something we shouldn't do, and then not score, and then it's like reminders and just understand. What you have is when you have a team now that the two freshmen can score, Greg can score, Iona can score, Wheza can score. They have to understand if they give the ball up, they'll get it back. So we do it. When we share the ball, we're a good offensive team. And I think that's the key for us offensively. Just share the ball, just play unselfishly, and move. We didn't move great the first half, and I thought we moved better in the second half.
Tobin, it was such a tale of two halves shooting percentage.
Yep.
They shot the ball so well in the first half. They didn't shoot the ball in the second half very well. And opposite for you guys, you didn't shoot well in the first half, and then you shot really well. Did you make some brilliant changes at halftime?
Yeah. There's nothing more overrated than the halftime adjustments. Right? we didn't change there. Everybody else thinks, oh, great. But there's no speech at halftime. There's no, hey, it was like, we had made some mistakes in the first half that we knew ahead of time what was coming, and we still screwed it up. And we were like, that was the one thing we're like, listen, let's lock back in what we're trying to do here. Didn't make as many mistakes defensively in the second half, which was good. So, no, there was, and sometimes, and they got a couple shots to start the second half they just didn't make, and so sometimes you get a little lucky too, but I thought we did a good job with the tempo. And the tempo of the game was much more to our liking in the second half,
Coach, how JQ and JB play so well off each other. Joel had 7 assists as well, even if he didn't score.
Yep.
When they're both on the same page and clicking like they were tonight, how much more formidable does that make?
Yeah, they combined for 14 assists, which is great. So that's awesome. Yeah, they're both they're both past first point guards. We almost wish JQ would be a little more aggressive. I thought he turned down some shots. He's more of a scorer than JB is. So they mix well together, and that's why we're trying to get Wheza and Greg and Iona, Oz, Sully, to understand if they move those guys, they'll get you shots. Let these guys get you shots. Sometimes we don't have the patience to do that. So when I say patience is a virtue, we don't have a lot of patience.
Coach, about 5 minutes left in the game. It's down to an 8-point lead. Greg gets it 2. You have a timeout, and then you come out and Jeremiah scores 6 points for you. So you take back control of the game. How did that feel to be able to manage that lead?
It felt good, and obviously we know we've had trouble this year managing leads, so it's good to do that. We're kind of going back and forth, playing small at times, playing bigger at times. The reality is we need more out of our big guys. We talked today about that. Sultan and Oz got to give us more. That's one thing where we have to get better at, especially as we move forward here. We can't always go small, so we went small tonight. We can't always do that, but we need more out of Oz and Sultan. Whether it's rebounded defensively, offensive rebounding, offensive being active. We need more out of those two guys, you know. And then obviously Terrell got hurt tonight, which is too bad. 'Cause I thought he played well too. So you know,
okay?
I mean, it's like a hip flexor thing. I doubt he'll play on Sunday. So you know, he's had a lot of injuries.
Right.
Sometimes those guys who are muscle bound get injured all the time. That's why I try to stay not muscle bound, so that way I don't get hurt as much. But
You did get Edon back though. How much did that help you?
awesome, great, just great. Like he just calms things down and he knows how to play, smart. You know, and I thought he looked good. You know, he's just mentally it's hard. You sprain your ankle and you're worried. And he practiced for 2 days and he's kind of not sure if he's going to play. And then he came to me today and said, I want to give it a go. And he looked great. Great to be one of those things. I don't know what he did tonight, but just have him out there like he played 22 minutes. Like those are big 22 minutes ago. Older guy who knows how to play. I mean, he won't be himself probably for another, you know, hopefully, you know, next weekend or the weekend after. But give us 22 great minutes, 3 for 5 from 3, 3 turnovers. I mean, some of that's like you just take a step slow. I mean, there's a loose ball he didn't get. Like he'll get that back eventually. So, but it was great to have back. No, it was very very good.
Tobin, the one stat that kind of jumped out at me was, I haven't seen this in a while. Most games you outscore the other team in the paint, but you didn't tonight.
We shot a lot of threes, right? Like
Yeah.
the first half, we actually, that's one thing at halftime we told me. I think we took 19 threes the first half, took 12 twos. We kind of addressed that at halftime, like that's not how we are.
Right.
You know, like Wes going to shoot threes. He's the one guy who's going to shoot, you know, any three he gets, he shoots. Everybody else got to kind of play off the paint touches and stuff. So I thought we settled for some jumpers. Like they wanted us to shoot threes. You know, it's the old thing of like, well, I'm open. Well, there's a reason. Sometimes there's a reason you're open, right? So it's like we have to learn to keep moving, pass up maybe what's not a great three and get a better three, you know? But I thought we also missed, like, you know, Bates had a couple good threes, didn't go in, which will go in later on. Terrell had a couple good threes. We had some shots we
Right.
just didn't knock down.
Right.
But yeah, we'd like to get more in the paint if we can. Paint touches are the key to offense. I mean, every coach in the world knows that. If you get the ball to paint, good things happen. We got to keep on grinding to do that.
Coach, how do you think Greg Gordon, I was watching him play defense on Robinson, they're big. He seems like he can use his size effectively. How do you feel his defense is?
Depends on the possession. Sometimes I think it's great. Sometimes I'm like, what the hell is he doing, right? I mean, he's got all the physical tools. He's competitive as heck. He's just trying to learn how to, you know, there's two parts of defense, right? There's individual defense, one-on-one, guard the ball, playing post defense, that kind of thing, which I think he's pretty good at. And there's a team part where you also have to be able to help, guard ball screens, guard the post, things like that. That's the part he has to get better at. He gave a 3 in the first half on a screen where we covered in practice and shoot around. So he's got to get better at the team part. But no, he has all the tools to be a great defender. And he's, you know, at the front of the press, when he's in the front of the press, bringing energy and he's active, makes our press a hell of a lot better. So I thought the second half, first half he didn't. You know, sometimes guys who are scoring would like to conserve their energy for offense. We got to get past that a little bit. You have to be able to play hard on defense and then, you know, rest on offense sometimes. Our guys don't necessarily want to rest on offense; they want to rest on defense. So we're working on that.
So, but I was watch Sully every game, and he's getting maybe better at playing down low and getting rebounds, but he still has trouble scoring around the net. Is that something player development you're going to work on and something you can fix?
Our coaches have worked with him hard. He's working, man. Sully's working. You know, it's all different, higher level. You know, it's the bigger guys. So he's working every day on finishing. Kyle Washington and Tom Bonican. I mean, they got pads out there hitting in there, all that kind of stuff. So he's making progress. It's not showing up at the games, but he is getting better. He is getting better finishing. You know, it's hard. Like I think when he started the year, he's starting. Now he's going off the bench. It's a different role. But either way, he's got to finish. It's definitely a major issue. But player development will definitely take care of that, and he'll get better. He's off balance sometimes. But Sully's working his tail off. He wants to be good. I love the kid. Like he wants to be a great player. He's there early. He stays late. He does all the extra stuff. It's just a matter of time. Eventually, he'll be a guy who's going, instead of going 0 for 4, he's 3 for 4. It'll come. You know, I wish it would come sooner, but it'll come.
Coach, one of the things that you've been dealing with all season is the hot Wheza and the cold Wheza. That first one goes in, you know, like 3 more are coming. That first one he misses, you know, like 3 more of those are coming. What's going through your mind when you're watching him struggle versus when you're watching him rein him in?
I was watching Caitlin Clark last night, right? I watched her play because I'm an Iowa guy, and I mean, I'd watch her no matter what because she's just fun to watch, you know. And she's got like that unbelievable swagger to, like, she's gonna make every shot, right? Sometimes Wes, I wish he had a little more of that swagger, like, because I mean, he's a great shooter. He's got to shoot it, right? It's like sometimes he worries, or sometimes he's like you said, makes his first one, feels great, misses the first one. He's still a great shooter. It's like you got to have a just a forward-thinking mentality of like, okay, I missed that, we'll make the next one, And I think he's very streaky, as you know, right? And like, just shoot the damn thing, and if you miss it, we'll make the next one. He can't be hesitant, he can't be tentative, but like, yeah, you got to go in tonight, and like that, he's a great shooter. He just hasn't been consistent enough, and I think part of that's mentally, that's what he does for us. He's got to just keep on shooting the ball. We talked about have a Caitlin Clark mentality. And she's pulling up from like 40 feet last night.
Can you find a boy out in Iowa like Caitlin Clark?
I've been trying so hard my whole career. I mean, I've been coaching for 25 years. I've tried to recruit Iowa. I've never had an Iowa kid. And my brother's out there. He's been trying to help me. We've been trying to recruit. I've not got an Iowa kid. I've recruited kids from all over the goddamn world. I mean, the whole, and I cannot get an Iowa kid. So hopefully at some point we'll get that done. I'll keep working on it.
Yes, great.
We good?
Yeah.